Hi once again, everyone. Welcome to another one of our series of interviews, and I'm Tom Franklin. Today we're going to chat with the Director of Athletics here at the University of Houston, Mack Rhoades, now going into his second year. Boy, you had a whirlwind first year. What did you learn in that first year here on campus?
Well, I learned to probably expect anything and everything, and but it was a great first year. We made a lot of changes. I think probably what I learned most is candidly, there's just a lot of work for us to do, and I think we've got a chance, and I think we can be a real player in intercollegiate athletics. We talk about becoming a top 25 program across the board, and that's our goal, that's our vision in everything we do, and I think we can get there. It's going to take some time, but I think we can get there.
Did you have to change a culture when you got here, an attitude?
Yeah, we did, okay, and I think we really had to talk about, pursuit of excellence, what that means, in everything we do. John Wooden talked about the details. They mean everything. We're, trying to develop that culture that details do mean a lot. And the process, okay, that you put in place really, has a great impact on the outcome, okay? And you've got to make sure that the process is right and that you execute it. And so I think we're focused on that. I think, we talked about, the word desensitize, and, especially for staff members that have been here a while, okay, being able to overcome that and being able to say, hey, look, okay, in everything we do every day, how can we get better? We've got to have that drive. We have to have that drive, whether you've been here 5 years, 10 years, or you've been here 6 months, or you've been here a year. All of us have to be thinking about how do we get better each and every day. That's got to be our drive. That's got to be our commitment to our student athletes. That's got to be our commitment to our fans, to this university, to all of our constituents. How are we going to get better? And we've got to be thinking that every day.
So does that kind of factor into some of the turnover that you had in your first year?
Absolutely. I mean, and none of that, none of that's pleasant, but,
And none of it means that there are bad people involved.
Absolutely. I mean, great people, okay? But, we want to make sure that we have, a team, and I think that's huge, is a team that is working collectively together, same vision, same goal, and we're all headed in one direction. And I think that you can have talented people, but if you're all headed in different direction, etc., I don't think that you maximize that talent, you maximize that effort. And so being able to put together and assemble a team that's dedicated to excellence, okay, that cares about the details, that cares about our student athletes, okay, that is willing to work hard. And, I think, work ethic, the outcome, talk about being lucky, okay, I don't think that you're lucky. I think, you create your own luck. How do you create your own luck? Well, you work hard, okay? But having those types of people in place, and people you enjoy being around, people that you enjoy being around every day, that are going to appreciate one another, care for one another. But again, they're dedicated to excellence. They're dedicated to doing it the right way, and that they've got that drive, that passion, that desire. That's how we're going to get it done.
Now, there's a lot of things that go into being excellent and being a first-class institution, but I think nothing shows up more than the proposal you put out in the spring for revitalizing the two big athletic facilities, Robertson Stadium and Hofheinz Pavilion. Talk about that program and how far it's gotten, and how soon will we see something in motion?
Well, I think, we spent considerable time, 6 months, and we talked about if we were going to do it, we're going to at least spend the time to make sure we were doing it right, and looking at all the different options, and renovation versus brand new, this site versus another site. And so I think we've come to the right place in the right time in terms of potentially a brand new stadium, renovation of Hofheinz. Both projects and both facilities itself were different in terms of what's existing and condition of what's existing to lead us to those different outcomes. And now we've got to go out and raise the money. And I don't think there's anything magical to that. If we don't raise the money, we're not building the facilities. And if we raise the money, we're building. And now, myself and the university and our staff, we've got to go out and really do the best we can in a tough economy to raise that money. And do I think we can do it? Absolutely. I think we can do it. And is it going to take us a little bit of time? Absolutely. When we released those, we said that's the vision, that's where we're headed, and I believe exactly that that's the case, that's where we're headed.
How crucial are getting those two facilities done to making the University of Houston attractive to being a big-time player in intercollegiate athletics for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years?
I mean, I think it's really impactful. When we talk about strategic planning and our goals, we talk about what's going to be impactful, what's really going to be difference makers. And I think those facilities are. And when you look at, those two facilities, they service football, okay, and they service both men's and women's basketball. Those are two sports, in intercollegiate athletics that gain, probably a majority of the notoriety, okay? College football may be the most popular sport right now, and people will argue the NFL, but it may be the most popular sport in the U.S. And we've got to get those programs on a level playing field. We've got an unbelievable asset in terms of the city of Houston, and we've got great prospective student athletes here, great talent pool, and we know everybody comes in and recruits. And when they come in and recruit, and we're competing, they're able to show them some really nice facilities. And right now, I think we've got a lot to show them. We've got a lot to sell because this institution is dynamic, it's diverse, it's got great academic programs, Tier 1, great tradition, and I'll argue some of the best coaches. And I think our coaching staff is what makes that difference. Okay, if moms and dads, guardians want their young men, their young women to come play, their children to come play for an institution that's going to develop them, that's going to develop the total person, that our coaches are going to care about them off the field. They're going to demand excellence from them off the field, and they're going to demand excellence from them on the field, and we're going to win a lot of games, then this is the place for you. But the facilities even give us that greater advantage. They give us that greater advantage when we're compared to some other institutions.
You can't do it alone, so how can current students, former students, alumni alike get involved with the University of Houston to help make this dream come true?
I think be a fan. I mean, really, be a fan. We make, hard decisions. Not everybody agrees with them. Each and every day, we see the total picture. But be a fan, support us, okay, in the long run. Help us buy a ticket. I mean, when you talk about really how do we get involved, at least start there. Buy a season ticket. That is the lifeblood to our program, and I've said that, across the board. And, we're very, very fortunate with the work of a lot of people, including 190 volunteers, that we're going to go from about 6,300 paid season tickets, and we're projecting about 11,000 to 11,500 season tickets. So that's a great jump. But guess what? How do we get better every day? We've set the bar now at 11,000, 11,500. Now next year, we've got to set that bar even higher. And so we need to get people involved that way. Buy a ticket. Get your friends to buy a ticket. Come to our games, okay? Everything that you can. Volunteer your time. We know that not everybody can write a check. That's fine, but volunteer your time. Those 190 volunteers, that was significant. They sold 2,200 tickets for us. Significant. And we can't thank them enough for their time because that's valuable. That's the most valuable commodity.
And having a lifeblood of first-class athletic facility, first-class alumni association all working together helps us get to Dr. Couture's dream of Tier 1, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And again, you talk about one vision for our athletics department and us all being on the same page, but it's one vision for the entire university. And ourselves working along with the alumni office, working with the university. I mean, all of us have to be together on the same page. And I think this university is going great places.
That's our Director of Athletics, Mack Rhoades. And don't forget, a great way and an easy way to support your university is to become a member of the Alumni Association. We have a variety of memberships available for you. All you have to do is check us out online at www.houstonalumni.com to find out more. Remember, it helps us get to Tier 1 by becoming a member of the Alumni Association. It also helps dole out over $150,000 each year in scholarships to well-deserving students who come here to the University of Houston. So remember, join your Alumni Association